I'm Tina Chen Craig. I'm the founder of You Beauty and Bag Snob, one of the oldest running fashion blogs. And I'm really excited to be here with you today, especially to meet someone who I've read about and admired for a long time, and really excited to get this conversation going.
My name's Michelle Lamb, and I built a lingerie company called True & Co. in my living room. We sold our company to Calvin Klein in 2017. What I really wanted to do after years of working for blue chip brands was to create a brand of my own, and one that catered to women and to the idea of female identity. And so I bought 500 bras on my credit card, and I put them up in my living room, and I asked about 100 women to come over in small groups and try on these bras in an effort to listen to what women wanted. And that was really the beginning of True & Co. I'd love to know how you started You Beauty, particularly since you had been a television personality before and a popular blogger.
A lifetime of skincare tips and advice from my grandmother fed that healthy obsession. I wanted to simplify my routine. I wanted to cut down the cosmetic confusion. Once you identify a problem, you really seek the solution. And for me, it was linking up with my business partner and a clinical grade lab in Italy to develop You Beauty. They had developed a technology that does allow you to micro-target where your skin is most compromised and to only deliver active ingredients to where your skin has damage. But they had never brought it to life. They didn't know what products they wanted to put it in. They knew they didn't want to private label and give that technology away. But out of the 100 people we had tested, it was different skin color, different skin types, different age groups, different lifestyles. And from that, we were able to develop the brand. I immigrated here when I was 8.5. My name is Chen Shangting, but they were like Shangting, and then my family called me Xiaoting, which is little Ting, right? And they were like, no one's gonna be able to say that. Call her Tina. So my name was changed. And so I felt like I've never really addressed this because growing up, it was like, okay, I'm Tina now. And I remember feeling so strange when I would hear Tina, and I'm just doing my home, writing whatever. And I realized, oh wait, that's me. It's my new name. Okay.
I also remember being in rooms where there were 50 leaders in the room and I was the only Asian. And that's still happening today. We're not talking about 15 years ago, we're talking about now. So, what have you experienced, and, particularly the events over the last year, like how has that led you to either confirm or change how you felt about being an Asian American in business?
Now I've been really reflecting in 2020. I feel like I've learned so much about myself just finally hearing stories from other Asians in the community. I just thought my imposter syndrome came from this sense of insecurity somewhere, this lack of self-confidence.
For me, it took me a long time to understand the notion that my face would never look like the faces of most of the other women that we see here in North America. But one of the most wonderful things over the last 10 years for me has been seeing that definition of beauty change and become more inclusive as more women of different shapes, sizes, and backgrounds are accepted into the public sphere. And I credit that in large part to social media and to online communities like yours and to voices like yours, out there saying like, hey, there is, someone like me and I've got a product out there for you. And so, I've carried that with me as kind of like this bright spark of hope that things are going to change and things are going to get better.
It's great that we're seeing more Asian models on runways. We're seeing more Asian models on covers. We didn't have that growing up. Our features are beautiful, and I think celebration of that by the brand to show it in the ads as well, but also behind the scenes, hiring Asian voices, but not just to fulfill a check mark of diversity, but really giving them a seat at the table as decision makers where they can speak up.
It's certainly something that we as a brand at True made a much greater effort to do after BLM because it just shined a spotlight on how structural these problems were. And so, the team went through and created a 30-point plan on how we could address diversity in all aspects of the business. And one of those things was to support small business owners who were Black, Brown, and Asian, so BIPOC, and to also look at our hiring practices to make sure that we would hire more people who looked like that, not just even in front of the camera, but behind the camera as well.
Michelle, this has been such a fantastic conversation. I love that we were all able to share our stories because Asians are not a monolith. We all have such unique stories to tell. I mean, Michelle and I may have the same similar Asian features, but our stories are completely different.
The first that I would say is to be your most authentic self in this world, who is more and more accepting of different voices, different faces, and different ideas. And that's just going to continue because people like us are going to continue.